Hello Flosstube, my name is Erin. Welcome back to my channel. This is 3 Cat Stitching, a Flosstube channel where I predominantly talk about cross stitch as the needle craft that I have decided to partake in, and usually, at least when I'm stitching, there is a cat that is deciding they need to be involved. So you might see some cats running around, you might hear some cats running around. As I film this video. There are 3 of them currently in our household. They all have very different personalities, and they are just the bee's knees. It has been over a month since my last video. I didn't really plan on having a hiatus like that, but it was just sort of a snowball effect. So the week right after my last video, I, finally caught COVID, and it hit me really hard. I wasn't hospitalized or anything like that, thank goodness, but I was very, very sick for the better part of a week. I had the lingering cough that everybody says that they get. My partner, thank goodness, just felt kind of tired and achy for a few days. He did test positive, but it didn't really affect him the way it did me. And then we had a bit of a scare actually with one of our cats. Sunny, who pictured in my first video, he was sleeping beside me while I filmed. I'll put a picture of him here. He is our oldest cat. He suddenly got very sick, and so there was a week of us going to the vet, trying to figure out what was wrong. So not a lot of stitching happened that week either. He is on the mend now. He is very much himself, which is a very affectionate, very loving cat. But we were really worried about him. Essentially, he had a hairball, and then his vomit reflex just never stopped. So he was vomiting consistently for a few days. Obviously, if any of you have pets, maybe you feel the same way. My first initial fear was, oh goodness, I really hope, nothing from my needlecraft is involved. My biggest fear, no matter how careful I feel like I'm being, is that there's a needle or some thread that my cats get a hold of. They're generally pretty good at not eating things that are not consumable, but we did, x-rays, we did ultrasounds, everything like that, and a big sigh of relief for me when, those came back all clear. So that was very difficult. And then the following week, I then got a cold. So as you can see, of the past 4 weeks, there's only been about a week of proper stitching involved. I do still have a little bit of a cough. The past couple of weeks I've felt well enough to post a video, but as soon as I start talking to the camera, I kind of would get on a bit of a coughing fit. And so today, though you can probably still hear it a little bit in my voice, the cough is almost gone. I think it's just more of a throat clearing that I have to do, so I will edit those out. You don't need to hear all of that. Hopefully there's not too many. So I thought I wouldn't have a lot to share with you today, but when I got everything together that I have to talk about, there's quite a bit. So I stitched primarily on 2 projects, not the amount of progress that I, again, would have hoped for in a month, but a progress is progress. And then I have a change of plans that I'm going to share with you, and then I have 3 new starts and then some plans. But the first order of business for this week's video is taking care of the 2 giveaways that I had in my last video. I want to say just a very grateful thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, first of all. Thank you for indulging me while I discuss the projects that I am working on or looking to work on. And also thank you to everybody who entered the giveaway. I am picking one person per Mill Hill bead kit. And so the first one was for this magnet called Autumn Harvest. And the comment, or the word in the comment that I needed you to say was autumn. And so the winner for this one is, I'll put the name right here, but it is Virpi. I hope I'm saying that right, or Virpi. So Virpir is the spelling. Thank you for your comment, and if you want to get in touch with me either via email or Instagram, I will leave both down below. If you want to provide me with your shipping address as well as your favorite color, I will get this off in the mail to you, hopefully within a week or so. And then the second one was this gorgeous little stocking ornament glass bead kit. So both of these are with everything you need. The winner of this one was Magnolia Stitcher. Again, I will put the spelling of that right here. So if you also want to send me an email or get in touch with me via Instagram, provide your shipping address and your favorite color so I can include some extra goodies in the package to you. I look forward to hearing from you. I am going to give you until my next video, which should be in 2 weeks' time, which is, I think, December 17th, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just verify that. Oh, it'll be the 15th is when I should have a video up. So if you want to get in touch with me before then, I will get those out to you. So I'm going to first work through the two projects that you've seen before that I am working on. The first is Black Vintage Sampler by OwlForest Embroidery. This is what it'll look like. I am working in the bottom section. I want to say another really incredible and warm thank you to everybody who has given me advice on this piece. I'm stitching it on an 18 count Vintage Aida with DMC 310. I, in my last video, had realized that I had made an error and was wondering what to do about it. And it was kind of split even between Frogget and Just Keep Going. And, for a few days I was in the Frogget camp. And then I just really didn't want to frog it. And the thought of frogging it was stopping me from stitching on it. So I just sort of started stitching on it. And this is where we are now. So I started in the bottom right, which is very abnormal to me. And so I think the issue is with the bell right there. It's both a stitch too wide and a stitch too far to where the boat is. But I think once you add in everything around it, you can't really tell too much. I also have a counting error in this fish, so I'm just going to fudge it. This is just going to be the piece that I fudge everything on. So I started the fish. I got that little fish done. I think I got this wave situation done. I did another couple flowers on the side, and then that big submarine is started. So, yes, now that I have everything kind of around it, I don't think I'm going to frog it. We'll see about that fish, though, because the scales are all relatively the same, and this one scale in the middle that I'm working on will not be. So we'll see how noticeable it is when the fish is done, and I may pick the whole fish out and start again. It is a very big fish, as you can see on here. So it's quite a large fish to have to stitch. But, you live and you learn. So yeah, I'm very happy to be working on this piece again. The error that I made caused me to stop stitching on it for probably 2.5 weeks. And I just really missed it. So I'm grateful to be stitching on it again. And I'm really excited to see how it moves along. The next piece that I was working on is modern folk embroidery birds from Bernhard's books. It looks like this. It's absolutely beautiful. I am stitching this on an 18 count Oatmeal Aida with Leo and Roxy Floss Chesire. So it honestly, it matches kind of the purple of my shirt. Maybe it's a little bit more red, the floss color, but it is very dark purple, and I absolutely love this floss color so much. I have another project that is in my new starts that is also modern folk embroidery. Actually, I have a lot of modern folk embroidery happening in this video, and a lot of Leo and Roxy Flosco stuff going on. But this is where I am at now. So I brought the border all the way across. I mean, so I have this, gigantic piece of fabric. It's folded in half. And I refuse to cut it because even though it's only this wide and I did not place it on my fabric very well, I refuse to cut it until I get down to the bottom. But I had a plan to kind of start like a strand a day for the month of November on this project and just see how far that got me. This is probably a couple of days work because after I started is when I got sick, and after I started I got sick and I just didn't really pick it up again. So I think I'm going to start this, or the strand a day, or 25/7 kind of situation again in January. But I just love the way it looks black in like the camera, but in real life you could really see the beautiful tone of purple. So I got all the way across. I'm working on the second motif in the corner, and then I'll work through this border, and then eventually I will make my way down to the bottom and then cut this fabric down to size. I'm perpetually afraid of cutting too short. Oh, something else I forgot to mention. In my last video, I said that I would have an FFO to show you. I was going to try my hand at making a pillow ornament for my partner's stepmom, who at some point this year is going to bake with me for Christmas, but they've been sick, we've been sick, just hasn't worked out yet, to my benefit, honestly, because the pillow thing didn't work out. I am of the mindset of, I have an idea of how something should work, therefore I will try that before I look into it at all. And the pillow isn't bad, but all four of my corners are uneven and I didn't stuff it enough. So today, after I edit this video, I'm going to go to Michael's and get some sticky board, and then I'm going to mount it on that and try to make a flat fold. I will, in fact, watch a tutorial about that, because honestly, it's a bit too big for a pillow, in my opinion. If I'd stitch it on a smaller count, I think it would look cuter as a pillow, but it's on 16 or 18 count Aida, and it's quite big. So I am thinking I'm going to be giving it to her this upcoming weekend. So I will take a video of it to insert in my next video to show. I just don't want to leave you guys hanging if you were wondering about that. I just don't really feel like sharing it because it's going to change. And so I'll show you that in my next video. I promise. Next up is my change of plans. So this is Rainbow Garden by Una Buena Pieza on Etsy. This is what it looks like. So cute. She actually has so many more cute ones. There's like a pastel mushroom one where it's mushrooms instead of flowers. There's like a rainbow version. There are smaller versions of this, all very, very cute. So I started stitching mine on, I think, a 16 count black Aida, and I got this much done. But I really am not enjoying the process of stitching on this Aida. It's quite stiff, and honestly, it's just not very fun. So I bought 25 count black Lugana, which is so soft, and I know it will be like daintier and maybe a little bit more difficult to stitch on, but I think I'm going to stitch it on this instead, because this Aida is just not really, it doesn't feel very nice, and my stitches, like, I feel like my stitches aren't laying as nice as I want them to. Like, they're not bad, but I just don't like the way that they're sitting on this. So, change of plans. I'm going to start this on this. Now we're rolling into new starts. I have 3 of them. So as you can tell, my stitchy bug has kind of just been jumping all over the place. And I have a number of plans as well that we'll get into. I am a little bit nervous about new starts and kind of expanding my whips because I want to be seeing progress on everything, and I can already see what I'm abandoning. Like my Christmas ornament I haven't stitched on. Le Jour I've minimally stitched on. The bunny in a sweater I haven't stitched on. The Rainbow Garden was an abandonment until I figured out that it was probably just an issue with the linen, the fabric, but I am a little bit concerned. So I'm going to kind of give myself some grace for December, and then in the new year, I'm going to just focus on my whips, and I'll have like a new year, new start, but I don't think I will start. I'm going to try to go all of January without starting something. It's tough because I have a number of patterns that I have purchased because of Black Friday. I'm not going to share those all in haul. I think as I kit them up, I'll show them in sort of future plans portions of my videos. But I have this kit that I bought myself for my birthday. My birthday's July 4th. I share it with Independence Day. I bought this Luca S kit as a gift to myself for my birthday. It's called an Intimate View. Oh my god, gorgeous. She's absolutely stunning. I love Luca S kits. In comparison to the Dimensions ornament kit that I have, this kit, the way it's put together, the instructions, everything like that, just so, in my opinion, superior. Of course, this is just one kit. I only have one Dimensions kit, but I love the way this works out better. And so, where am I? I started up here, and I've gotten quite a few hundred stitches. I think maybe close to 600 or 700 stitches. I'm working in that sky area, and it's like a bit tedious because it's like shades of white on white, but you can really see the color changes in the camera there. And so right around here is where the tip of her hat starts. And so we go down, I think, to about here before the water starts. And so my goal is to get sort of this section here completed of all the whites and the beiges and the blues for the sky before I work into something more exciting, because obviously that hat and that beautiful lady are going to be much more exciting than white on white. So really loving this. This is on an 18 count white Aida with the called for kit flosses. And these are all just 10 stitches. So it's going by really, really fast. And I'm really loving it. When I was very stressed out about my cat, this was the only thing I could stitch on, which is why I've gotten such a crazy start on it. Like, it doesn't look like much, but when it's, 600-700 stitches over the course of a few days, because it's 10 stitches, is going by quite quickly. But that, I feel like that's quite a significant start. in terms of like a full coverage piece. And I'm really, really loving it. I love working on it. I love watching it come together. I love the sort of just the way the clouds are forming in the sky. I just absolutely love that piece, and I can't wait to stitch more. My next start is really out of season. It's Stitch with Coffee Designs Strawberry Bell Pull. It looks like this. I originally got this pattern because I thought that those hearts, those plaid hearts, were blue, but they are in fact black and gray, which kind of turned me off a little bit. I wanted them to be blue, but I don't trust myself enough to sub that out. I still feel very like brand new. Like I have no problem choosing my own colors for a full design, but to change the colors in a design, I'm not very comfortable with. So if you have any advice, or if you feel confident in helping me change these to blue, please leave me a comment or message me on Instagram. I would love for some help. I am stitching this on a 20 count. I think it's 20 count, maybe it's 22 count. Aida, Zwigar Aida in Light Taupe. And I just have a baby start on it. It's so little and dainty, and I love it so much. But that, I have quite a ways to go before I get to the hearts, but the hearts are kind of putting me off from continuing on. So yeah, I just have the top border and that big flower in the middle. And yeah, slow going. There's a lot of color changes in this, which is the nature of it. But yeah, I really love it. And again, it's like a summer pattern, but I just was I saw it, I fell in love, bought it, and then kitted it up with stuff in stash and started it all within probably about a day. And yeah, I would really like some advice on how to switch that from like, even in the picture, I think it looks blue in a certain light, but they're dark gray, and it's not even like a blue gray. I don't think. I didn't bring the flosses out to show you, but I think it's just a straight gray and a darker gray. It's not. They don't have blue tones to them. My last start that I have is a Modern Folk Embroidery chart, Home Sweet Home. I purchased all of the ingredients for this pattern on Evertote, and what I have going on is a bit funky, because the linen that I picked is an 18 count Aida in Night Owl, so it looks like this. And the floss color I picked is Roxy Floss Co. Butter Chicken, which looks like this. Oh my god, this is my new favorite floss color also. I just have to, like, oh my god, it's gorgeous. The most gorgeous floss color I've ever seen. And so this is my start. I think it's absolutely delightful with these colors together, and I can't wait to continue. I can't wait to see like how this progresses. Oh my god, it's so fun. Funnily enough, like blue and orange were like my high school colors. So I don't know if that has anything to do with why I associate them together all of the time. But yeah, I love it. I love the pattern so much. I can't wait to see how that house comes together. So yeah, I'm just started up here. I'm not very far. But oh gosh, I just think it's going to look amazing. And I mean, this tiny little start on here, oh, yep, it looks great. And this linen is you know, really beautiful too. There's like some very, very slight modeling in the shade. You can kind of tell a little bit, but the modeling is very, very subtle, and I love it so much. So I really hope, I will probably spend the majority of my time working on my Luca S kit and this. But I have some new plans that I want to share with you. Also, I am still working on Pandemic, but I'm working on it and taking progress photos every 10 hours. And so I'm only going to show it for every 10 hours that I work on it. On my last video, I was at the end of a 10-hour stint, and I think I still have about 5 hours to go. So hopefully I'll get that 5 hours done in the next couple weeks, and you'll see it again in all its beautiful glory in my next video. Now I am on to plans. So I have a couple of planned starts, but I am waiting for some things to arrive. So the first pattern that I have is a winter band sampler by Tiny Modernist. Looks like this. I think it is so special. It says, "Winter brings the snow, makes our feet and fingers glow." And I just love how there's little foxes and cups of cocoa and a skating rink and a horse-drawn carriage. And I just think it's so beautiful. And I bought the 18-count white chocolate Aida that it calls for. Although it looks almost green in this photo, but this is what it's stitched on. Like, it looks very like green beige, as this is very like beige. So I have most of the flosses. I think when I go and get the sticky board, I'm going to pick up the rest, and I'm going to start this. I'm very excited about it. I don't really have very many patterns that are winter or Christmas, so yeah, I'm I'm excited to start this. You'll probably see it as a new start in my next video. The only thing that when I looked at the pattern up close that I'm probably going to change is that sun has a face in it, and I don't really like that. So I'll probably just make it all one color and ditch the face. Another Christmas winter start that I'm going to have is Christmas Tree Farm by Prairie Schooler, I think it's beautiful. The funny thing is that I did start this. I started it on a 25 count, just white fabric, and because it's on 25 count and I'm stitching it 1/1, it's very small, and I want it to be big. So again, when I'm at the craft store today, I'll probably pick up like an 18 count Aida to stitch it on. Just make it a little bit bigger. It was almost kind of like it would fit in like a 7x5 frame. the border. I am grateful. All I stitched was the border, so I'm just gonna unpick that and use the fabric for something else. I have two more things to share. I did get the Evertote Leo and Roxy, or as it's called now, Roxy Floss Co. and Modern Book Embroidery Countdown to Christmas or Holiday Countdown pattern. I haven't had the chance to start it yet because this week, just with the weather and everything like that, it's been very rainy here. Today is the first day that the sun is out in quite some time. But I do have the fabric I'm going to start it on. This is an 18 count Zweigart Aida in Caledon. It's very soft green. I also have my floss, but it's in another room. And I'm just sort of going to rotate through the floss colors that I've chosen. I have 4 days worth of patterns to catch up on. But if you want to follow along with how everybody else is progressing, the hashtag is CountdownSal. So very excited to get this started. I'm probably going to start this afternoon so that I don't fall too far behind. but I have a lot of starts that I am excited about. And so the last start that I have is also very out of season, but I've been thinking about this for a billion years. By a billion years, I mean since last year when I was gifted this pattern from my partner's mom. This is Heirloom Hydrangeas by Jeanette Cruz. This is a book of hydrangea designs. Hydrangeas are such a beautiful flower stitched, but they seem a little bit like, a lot of different shades of the same color to make the effect. The pattern that I'm going to be stitching is this one right here. So very excited about that. I do have the floss here to show you. I've kitted it up and kind of just waiting for the perfect time when I feel like I need a new start. And the fabric that I have is just, I think it's an antique or a vintage white Aida. So it's just an off-white color. And this is 16 count. So those are, that's everything. My whips, my giveaway winners, my change of plans, my new plans, my new starts, my everything and everything, my anything and everything. And again, as I'm able to kit up the patterns that I purchased from Black Friday, is kind of as I'll show them to you, because as I get them kitted up, it's probably going to be very close to when I'm starting them. I'm kind of, going to give myself free rein for the month of December. And then hopefully in the new year, I can focus on some pieces, get a few things finished up, get a few things out of the rotation before I start something new. Since I have baking on the brain, I would love to hear from you what your favorite holiday treat is. I have a cookie exchange in a couple of weeks at work. So I am going to be doing my practice cookie baking for that. And then I'm going to my partner's father's house to do some Christmas baking next week. So I would love to hear all your favorite Christmas treats. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing, all of that good stuff. I am very excited to stitch again, and I am very happy that you all decide to be here and listen to me talk about my stitching. If you have any questions about what I'm working on, or any advice on the color change for the bell pull, please leave me a comment down below. And if you are the giveaway winner, again, if you're one of them, my email is in the description box below, as well as my Instagram handle. Feel free to contact me on either one of those. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye.